Our top 25 most important Eagles so far. Number 25, Andrew Makuba. Number 24, Jahan Dotson. 23, the backup quarterback, Tanner McKee. And coming in at number 22, maybe the right guard, Tyler Steen. We'll talk about Steen here in a little bit, but I want to get your take on the first few picks on our top 25 list, 25 through 23. Any major qualms?
Major qualms? No, I don't think so. Interested to see Tanner on there, but yeah, your backup quarterback is in a potentially very important spot. Makuba, I think, is going to be playing a lot. I think he has a very good chance to be a starter. So, no, I like where you are up through 23, maybe not so much at 22.
All right, we'll get into that. We did have Makuba on there because we figured he's probably going to win that job against Sidney Brown. But that's also what we did here with Tyler Steen at number 22. He, of course, has been in there at right guard in the spring next to Lane Johnson and Cam Jurgens. What do you think of him being on this list? Do you even think he's going to be the starter at right guard?
Well, I think our loyal eagle-eyed listeners will know and viewers will know that I'm a Matt Pryor guy. And I'm just not a big fan of Tyler Steen. I didn't see the consistency that I wanted to see out of a right guard. I don't think he was terrible last year when he played. But I think Matt Pryor might be the better player, he's certainly more experienced. I thought he played well last year. Kenyon Green's also around for now, but I don't think he's really going to be a factor when all's said and done. I think it's a two-man race between Pryor and Steen, and I keep coming back to Matt Pryor's going to win that job.
Yeah, it's an interesting thought. We saw in the spring practices Matt Pryor lining up with the second team at right guard, so they're at least taking a look at him in that position. He played a lot of games for Chicago last year, played pretty well. I agree with you on Steen. We've seen really good moments, but he hasn't been consistent enough. I think he would tell you that he needs to find the consistency before he becomes a full-time starter.
Yeah, and I think he deserves the chance to start out as a starter. They were both drafted here. Obviously, Matt Pryor left and came back this offseason. But I think Steen deserves that chance to be the guy. I don't know at what point they'll start rotating. I think it depends on, or if they will, depends on how Steen looks. I think they want him to win the job, and maybe he will. But I just ultimately think when all is said and done, I can just see Stout saying, you know what, Matt, get in there. And we'll see how it goes. It's going to be fun to watch. I don't think we'll see him rotate in camp. But I do think if Steen struggles, is inconsistent, or just doesn't take ownership out of that job, I think you might see Matt Pryor in there.
It's very possible. Back in the spring, Lane Johnson was asked about Tyler Steen. Here's what he had to say.
Steen is, develops a lot. I think when you look at him, he's just a physically gifted dude, man. He's a lot stronger, than what he was when he first arrived. So, I think his playing strength is starting to show, and I know he's ready for camp to start. And, he's been putting in work. And, I think you've seen traits of him where he can be a dominating player. So now it's just about, doing it, trying to do it every play.
You had all these snaps next to him last year as well around this time. Do those help now? Can you kind of use that bank?
Yeah, it helps. And everybody's a little bit different as far as timing. But, we have played some snaps together. And, Matt Pryor's, we played some snaps together. So, I think collectively looking at a room, it's going to be, an open spot for that position. So, but, I'm confident with Steen and how he's played and the stuff that he showed on film.
Well, Rube, no matter
who asked that dumb question.
I appreciate that. You look at the right guard spot, we're talking about it, but they returned 4 of the 5 starters from the best offensive line in football. Does it even really matter who plays at right guard?
It's a fair question. And, Mekhi Becton was good, but inconsistent and not great last year, and they won a Super Bowl. I think this will be the best offensive line in the NFL, no matter who's at right guard, within reason. Fireman Danny's in there. That's probably not the case. But I think they're going to be a tremendous offensive line. And when you have Cam Jurgens on your left and Lane Johnson on your right, you have a chance to be a really good player. So I think they're going to be fine, but I think they could be even better if Matt Pryor's in there.
We'll see about that. Lane has played next to so many right guards in his
13
career.
of them, right?
13 of them, 9 since Brandon Brooks was in his prime. And it doesn't seem to bother Lane. I know he might have a preference as to who's in there next to him, but he just keeps playing at such a high level.
Yeah, I'm just building on his Hall of Fame case. I really believe he's a Hall of Famer, which would make 3 guys that Stout coached here Hall of Famers, because JP is going to be one and Kelsey certainly. So he's working on that resume, and I think he's well on his way.